Hello, welcome to your deep relaxation YIN yoga class. We begin today sitting on the knees, lifting up through the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders back, placing the palms of the hands facing up on top of the knees. Maybe we close the eyes, allowing ourselves to go inward, coming into the heart center, into your true self, leaving all past and future behind to truly live in this present moment. Noticing the natural rhythm of your breath and feeling the sensations as it flows through your nostrils and expands and contracts your belly. Taking nice deep breaths, surrendering to this moment, to this practice of self-care. We can gently blink the eyes open if we had them closed, taking the hands behind the feet, fingers point towards the toes, pressing through the hands, opening up through the chest, feeling a beautiful stretch in the top and front of the shoulders, visualizing the space between the collarbones, sending the heart up to the sky, open, maybe letting the head drop back, feeling the blood rush to the brain, still filling our lungs with oxygen. Exhale to gently release, coming into child's pose, walking the fingertips out, beginning to melt the heart down to the mat. Our forehead is resting down, grounding through the earth, releasing all of our muscles into this pose. Finding any areas of tension and gently releasing. Relaxing the muscles of the face, of the jaw, letting the arms sink into the mat. Feeling your chest connected to your legs, your body is supporting itself, clearing your mind, letting go of any fear, anxieties, or self-doubt. Knowing you're home, and you can always return back to this place, to your breath. Gently lifting the chest, pressing the palms into the mat, scooting back onto all fours before releasing the arms in front, coming into puppy pose. Finding our comfortable position, our forehead on the mat, maybe our chin on the mat. Keeping the hips over the knees as we slowly lower down a little bit further with each exhale. Our shoulders might be tight right now, but as we hold this posture, we feel our back and our shoulders open, relieving tension, loosening up tight muscles, allowing for a beautiful, sweet release. Breathing into the belly. A few more breaths here. Just letting go, fully relaxing. Moving carefully, gently releasing, coming onto the forearms and the belly. Untucking the toes and lifting up on an inhale for Sphinx pose. This seems like a basic little pose, little stretch. But as we sit here, we decompress the spine, finding length, helping relieve tension in conjunction with puppy pose, especially if we sit at a desk all day and hunch over. Correcting that posture right now, opening up through the front body and strengthening through the back. Taking one more deep breath here before gently lowering and pressing up onto all fours. Walking our knees under our hips and hands under our shoulders for tabletop position. Taking a few rounds of cat-cow, very slow and controlled. Making these breaths deep and full. Inhale to lift the chest and drop the belly. And exhale to round through the back, creating space between the scapula. One more round. Mobilizing the spine. Before meeting back in tabletop, inhale, reach that left arm up to the sky, and exhale, thread the needle, coming to lie on the left shoulder, using the right hand to gently press away from the mat, finding more space, more expansion for yourself. Working through the back part of the shoulders and the front, finding a nice twist in the abdominals, wringing out the internal organs. And we can stay here, or we have an option to reach that right arm up and around, reaching for the opposite thigh, deepening the stretch, maybe taking our gaze up to the ceiling, listening to our body and its needs, today, right now. Exhale to circle back around and releasing back to tabletop. Pressing through the left hand, raising the right, and exhale to thread the needle. Staying in this posture, whatever variation we've chosen, for a few breaths, noticing if we have a tendency to want to wiggle or move, accepting that and surrendering to the stillness. Giving yourself permission to just simply be. Our thoughts and our actions toward ourselves create the house that we live in. So make sure you treat your body and your mind with loving kindness, for you deserve it. One more big breath in through the nose, feeling the air through the nostrils, and out through the nose. Gently releasing our bind if we've taken it, and pressing back up to tabletop pose. Tucking our toes, walking the hands out, and lifting the hips up for downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet, spreading through the fingers, finding our comfortable position here. Feeling the length in the spine as we extend the crown of the head down. And then gently make your way to the top of the mat, where we heel toe the feet out a little bit and come into Malasana. Our toes are pointed out to the corners of the mat. We're sinking our pelvis down, lifting our chest up nice and tall. Maybe taking the hands to heart center. A mental check-in here. What's coming up for you during this practice? Any emotions, thoughts, past experiences? Honoring whatever comes to mind, whatever wanders in, and then coming back to the breath, to the awareness within you. Filling the belly and lungs with air. Taking one more deep breath before gently releasing, coming down onto the sit bones, extending the legs for staff pose. Flexing the feet, sending energy out through the heels. Feeling rooted down through the sit bones. As we feel the energy draw a line up through the spine, through the chest cavity, and sending it out through the crown of the head. Sitting up nice and tall, and then exhale to gently walk the fingertips forward. If we like, we can place a pillow or a bolster on top of the legs and fold forward. If we have any compression in the lower back, any tightness there, we can bend the knees, slightly tilt the pelvis forward to find more space in our forward fold. Making this pose comfortable for your body. Finding a deep relaxation and then surrendering, allowing ourselves to roll over the legs. Maybe our head rests on the pillow or on our legs, giving ourselves a gentle little hug. And then releasing back up, bending the right knee, crossing it over the left leg, wrapping the right arm around, finding a twist. Sending our awareness to our spine. Inhaling love and exhaling love. Inhaling gratitude and exhaling fear. Gently releasing our twist to come into the other side, taking our time to get there, not forcing any movements, just feeling the body and noticing the mind. Honoring where you've been so far. Honoring where you're at right now. And honoring all of your future experiences, lessons, and growth. Releasing back to center, crossing at the ankles, coming onto all fours. Gently taking the right knee into the chest and lowering down into pigeon pose. We can always place a block or a bolster or a blanket underneath the hips if we need more space. And not judging ourselves if we do need a prop. Asking for help is never a weakness. In fact, it shows strength in knowing what you need and loving yourself enough to give it. If we're comfortable, we can make our way down onto the elbows, coming into sleeping pigeon, making a little pillow for ourselves, resting our forehead on the forearms, releasing the hips, releasing any tension we find within the body, and releasing any expectations we may have for this pose or for our day. You are exactly where you're supposed to be in this journey. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Finding stillness. Gently raising up the head and the chest to sweep that left leg around, coming into pigeon on the left leg, sending the right behind. Again, taking our time to find our comfiest spot in this position. And we can always skip this pose and lie on our back for reverse pigeon instead. Or maybe we rest back in child's pose. This is your practice, or feeling what you need to feel. Tuning in to the body and quieting the mind. And if emotions or thoughts are coming up for you that you did not expect to feel, allow yourself to feel them. Give yourself permission to go deep within and honor those experiences, those challenges that made you who you are and got you to where you are today. Let the emotions flow. Don't keep anything trapped inside. There should be no fear or judgment attached to any of your emotions. They are all valid. Sit here with yourself for one more deep breath. And then exhale to gently release, lifting the chest, sweeping the right leg around, and coming down onto the back. Bringing both soles of the feet together. Hands lie by the sides, palms facing up, ready to receive. Letting the knees open, just letting gravity take hold of you here. Maybe our eyes close again, helping us go inward. Feeling the space we've created. And the tension we've relieved. Letting yourself melt down, surrendering to this final resting pose. And whenever we're ready, we can gently make our way to a sitting position. We can take one final breath together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste.